BC gets the win, and we will now go just over 300 miles out east from here in Syracuse at Conte Forum, where our reporter Kieran Costa is joining us right now. Kieran, great to be with you first and foremost. I'm just curious, after a result like that, a game you lose that you shouldn't, what was the mood afterwards from both head coach Adrian Autry and the rest of his players?
Well, Sam, it's just about what you'd expect after a game against a BC team that was winless in ACC play. And if I had one word, it would just be dejection. Nobody was happy with the result. But the one thing I will give them credit for, especially the players and Autry in the press conference, was that there was no excuses. There was accountability and candor from everybody. Adrian Autry said, well, this is a game we need to win, and he wasn't afraid to go at some of his players. He said the defensive intensity, it has to be better. The defensive mindset, it has to be better, especially down the stretch. And Donnie Freeman had nothing but things to say about him and his teammates, about how he has to be better. He has to lead the team. And then finally, Nate Kings, he had the best game of his Syracuse career, arguably his college career, and all he could do was say, I have to be better. We have to get the team win.
Tough one all around, Kieran, and you saw it from start to finish, which kind of just leaves me wondering. Syracuse, pretty comfortable lead at halftime. Yes, single digits, but nothing crazy. What did you see that changed from minute 20 to the end of overtime?
I mean, John, my honest answer for you is not that much. I didn't think they looked very good in the first half either. And you're right, they held Boston College at an arm's length, 5-6 points the entire half, but they had opportunity after opportunity. It should have been a 15-point game at the break. And then when you get down the stretch, the starters were really tired because the Syracuse second unit scored 2 points the entire game. When your starting five is playing the entire game and has to be the entire offensive output, you're going to get run down by the end of the day. And I think that's just about what happened. And those last 5 minutes were just killer.
Kieran, there were so many problems out there today, but usually where the highlights typically come from is Nate George and Donnie Freeman. But today they combined for 14 turnovers. What did you see that BC did to stimulate those turnovers?
Great minds think alike, Griffin. I had the exact same question, and I asked Donnie Freeman after the game, and he said nothing. He said nothing they did made me uncomfortable. Every shot I took, I liked. The jump hook I missed, that's a shot I've been making since I was 8 years old. There was nothing but accountability from every single player in that Syracuse locker room, but Donnie Freeman took a brunt of that and said, I think I prepared well. I think I was ready for this game. I don't think BC was overwhelming defensively. I just have to play better.
That's Kieran Costa, our reporter on the scene at Boston College. Thanks so much for taking the time, Kieran, and enjoy the rest of your time in my neck of the woods and safe travels back to Syracuse, all right?